welcome back. My name is Judith. I am one half of the Nutty Nitty Sisters. Together with my sister Julie, we create videos sharing our love of all things fibery and the fiber arts. If this is your first time clicking on one of our videos, thank you. We definitely welcome you. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back time and time again. We do appreciate it. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and we would love for you to join our little fiber community here on the YouTube. If you enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up as well. That helps us share our love of the fiber things. Today is the last day of Yarn Stash Restash, hosted by Anne Frost of Ithoughtiknewhow podcast. It is a gentle approach to reacquaint yourself with your stash, reorganize, and get to know what you have on hand for the next year. And I have absolutely loved participating this year. I kind of took it to a new level. I think this is my 4th year participating, and this year I actually redid my entire, I call it the origami room. It's a sort of a crafting space. It's also my home office, and it is a guest bedroom. So depending on where we need it to be, we fold it and change it and make it what it needs to be. So I really gutted the room and redid everything, and it was so much fun. I now love the space. I live in this room. I absolutely love it. And today, on the 14th day of the Yarn Stash Restash, we are blessing others. So we treated ourselves yesterday, and today we are blessing the lives of others. So I thought I would share with you some of the things that I am parting with for giving to others to enjoy. I don't have a lot. There's a fair amount of yarn, a little more than I expected, and some other gadgets and things that I'm going to package up. And I'll either get them to New Hope for Women, which is an organization that provides shelter to victims of domestic violence, or I will give them to the group that knits for blankets and charity and hats and things that I work with. And if those two aren't options, then it will go to the charity shop. So this is what I have that I'm gifting. I'm kind of bummed that I'm gifting this away. This was a Machias Fiber Festival bag. But the logo has sort of been worn off. It's like a jute bag. And I just don't find that it's something that I use very often. It's a little stiff. Maybe if I washed it would be kinder, but it's just not something that I gravitate to. The logo falling off creates a lot of bits. So it's not something that I'm likely going to use very often. So I will pass that on, and perhaps someone else will find a use for it. The other thing, and this is another thing I'm kind of bummed about sending away, but it is a 100 Ravens bag. And this is actually the bag that I got when I first got back into knitting at Knit a Spa from 100 Ravens. And I truly love their yarn. I do love this bag. It's got a nice pocket in the front and 2 little pen pockets. So it is a rather nice, a nice tote bag, but it's not one that I go to first. And I have so many bags. I'm really trying to get rid of the tote bag kind of style and go with regular project bags for my knitting. And I have a lot of reusable tote bags for groceries. So this one will bless the life of somebody else. On to gadgets and tools. So this is a huge crochet hook. I do have one that is wooden that I have for making large, bulky, and the Scraptastic market bags or moving bags. But this one is not one that I typically use, and it caught Julie's eye in one of my videos. So that is actually going to go to Julie's home for her to enjoy. Other needles that I have for gifting is I have a couple of Addy Turbo 9-inch circulars. I think these are 2 or 2.5 US. And then this is, I believe it's I don't know what it is. It might be a Knit Picks. It's wooden. It's a 9-inch circular as well. Julie gave me this set, and I'm of the same frame of mind that she was when she gave it to me. The join is not very smooth, so the yarn gets caught up on kind of the end here. So it's not something that I will use. I have many other 9-inch circulars, so those are going to go to someone who might use them. And then also in my DPN video, I talked about these DPNs that I had purchased, I think when I just needed to finish off a toe. And so I am going to gift those away as well. I have lots and lots of these wooden rulers. And I'm pretty sure I've gotten them at on the yarn cruise. There's a couple that are from Harrisville Designs and a couple from Yard Goods Center. And although I do like the occasional wooden ruler, they do come in kind of handy. I have retractable tapes in all my Notions bags now. I have a ruler here on my desk that I've taped to the desk. So these are not something that I'm going to use very frequently. So I will pass them on to someone else who can use them. Along that same vein, I also have several of these tapes. So these are like your seamstress tape kind of thing. And I've got a bunch of them to put in bags. And so I have 3 that I don't need. I have retractable tapes or this type of tape measurer in all of my bags. So these are spares or extras, and those can go to someone else to enjoy. Every year at the Yarn Cellar, they graciously give us a pencil with an eraser on it for your marking needs. And who doesn't like a good pencil, right? But I do have quite a few of these, and so these are extras and they can go to someone else to enjoy and advertise. This little stitch counter, I have one identical to it, the same color and everything. So this one I'm going to send on to somebody else to enjoy. I don't particularly like this style of counter, but I do have some in my Notions bags to fill the requirement of a counter in the Notion bag. So this is an extra and it can go to somebody else to enjoy. I also have many of these diamond painting trays, and I have purged a lot of them already. I found a couple of others, extras that I do not need, so those will go. Cute little satiny bag. I got this, I think, in a Fiber Club box. It's got a zipper for keeping Notions or what have you in. It's just not something that's big enough to serve my purposes, so I'm going to allow that to go to someone else to enjoy. And then Julie gave me this, and I do like it. It's really neat. It's a see-through pouch. Would be great for taking little Notions, little scissors, that sort of thing. But I have so many Notions pouches. I have 10 up there already. So this one is just something that I don't think I'm going to use. So I'm going to gift that away. And then I have a little tin, a little screw top tin. I do like these. However, they make a lot of racket when you put stitch markers in there. I have a few square ones, but this one is an extra and I don't need it. So it can bless somebody else. As far as my library goes, I have 4 books that I am passing along. I haven't shown these to my daughter yet. So I've got 4 books here that are Afghan books. There is Ivana's. There is Afghans to Treasure. This one really was hard for me to get rid of. I do like that one and this one. But they're just not blankets that I feel like I absolutely would crochet. And so those are going to go to either Kayla or someone else who can use them. Last but not least is the yarn in my life that I'm getting rid of. Most of these are partial skeins, almost full skeins, but probably a little bit taken out of them. This rainbowy one, I used to use this for a church group that made things for the Walk to Emmaus, and they used this sort of rainbowy color. But I have not belonged to that group for some time, so that is going to go. I have a bulky, really pretty green, blue, and purple yarn. I think I made a pair of mittens out of that, so that's going to go. And then this blue was used to make a Doctor Who scarf for Kayla. This was used to make my big bulky snow removal, call them my snow removal mittens. I have a couple of partial skeins of purple. There's a little bit of black left over from that Doctor Who. Some more partial skeins. There is a cone yarn here. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it's cotton and lycra. And I did make a pair of socks out of these that turned out really nice for Kayla, but it's not something that I think I will use again. So I'm going to gift that away. I have a beautiful skein of yarn from Done Roving, and I did make a shawl out of some of this, but this is not, it's just something that I don't have anything else that really goes with it, and I can't think of anything I would use it for, so I'm going to allow somebody else to enjoy that. A cotton blend yarn. I think I got this to make a pair of socks out of. You can see there's some kink there. I ripped it out, and it's just not something that I enjoy using, so I'm going to let that go. This was a sample that I got. I think it was in the in one of the main yarn cruise bags, and it's beautiful, but it's not something I think I'm going to use. It's not really enough to make anything that I think I would want to use, so that's going to go. And then also this is just a little hank of wool yarn from Brown Sheep Company that I don't think I would use for anything, so that is going to go. And last but not least is this cotton yarn. It was something that Julie had as a weft or a warp. Warp. It was a warp for her loom, and I took it thinking I might be able to use it on my little loom, and it's just not something that I want to untangle and mess with, so I will let somebody else use that. And then the basket with which all of the yarn is going in, that is going to the charity shop as well. That is a lot of things to go off to bless somebody else's lives, and with any luck, they'll find their way to a maker who will make wonderful, amazing things, and it will bring joy to their life. So that is my blessing part of my journey, and the Yarn Stash Restash is officially closed for the year until next year, and I am so excited. I now have a good idea of what I have. I now have my whips in 2 big baskets ready to be pulled and cast on and knit away. I have a charity blanket that is about 5 granny squares from being done, and another one that is about 8 rounds around. It's a big granny square, and I think I have like 8 rounds to finish that up. And I have my trifle wrap to finish. So I've got them all sitting out by my chair waiting to get done, and I get a little bit done every day. It's just so nice to have everything so organized and ready to go until I find the next shiny cast on, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this Yarn Stash Restash journey, and if you have joined me, I hope you had fun doing it. If you didn't join me this year, I would definitely invite you to join me next year. It typically starts the day after Christmas, so December 26th, and lasts for 14 days. You can follow Anne on I Thought I Knew How podcast. She's on iTunes or anywhere you find a podcast. Basically, you can find her under I Thought I Knew How. And I'll leave all of her contact information in the description box as well. If you would like to join next year, I would love to have you follow along, come along, and have fun with me. So thank you so much for joining me this year. I greatly appreciate watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.